Hello, everybody. We are going to dive into the second tablet of the Emerald Tablets, the Halls of Amenti. I will narrate the tablet, and then at the end, I will share my thoughts, feelings, and opinion about what we just read. And I highly encourage you to leave a comment in the comment section about your opinions, your thoughts, your emotions that were invoked as we read through the tablets, because as we share our personal thoughts and opinions about it, it just helps to further expand our consciousness. So let's begin. Tablet 2, The Halls of Amenti. Deep in Earth's heart lie the halls of Amenti, far neath the island of sunken Atlantis. Halls of the dead and halls of the living, bathed in the fire of the infinite all. Far in a past time, lost in space-time, the children of light look down on the world, seeing the children of men in their bondage, bound by the force that came from beyond. Knew they that only by freedom from bondage could man ever rise from earth to the sun. Down they descended and created bodies, taking the semblance of men as their own. The masters of everything said after their forming, "We are they who formed from the space dust, partaking in life from the infinite all, living in the world as children of men, like and yet unlike the children of men." Then for a dwelling place, far neath the earth's crust, blasted great spaces they by their power, spaces apart from the children of men, surrounded them by forces and power, shielded from harm, they, the halls of the dead. Side by side then, placed they other spaces, filled them with life and with light from above. Builded they then the halls of Amenti, that they might dwell eternally there, living with life to eternity's end. 32 were there of the children, sons of light who had come among men, seeking to free from the bondage of darkness those who were bound by the force from beyond. Deep in the halls of life grew a flower, flaming, expanding, driving backward the night. Placed in the center, a ray of great potence, life-giving, light-giving, filling with power all who came near it. Placed they around it thrones, 32, places for each of the children of light, placed so that they were bathed in radiance, filled with the life from the eternal light. There, time after time, placed they their first created bodies, so that they might be filled with the spirit of life. 100 years out of each 1,000 must the life-giving light flame forth on their bodies, quickening, awakening the spirit of life. There, in the circle from aeon to aeon, sit the great masters, living a life not known among men. There, in the halls of life, they lie sleeping. Free flows their soul through the bodies of men. Time after time, while their bodies lie sleeping, incarnate in the bodies of men, teaching and guiding onward and upward, out of the darkness into the light. There in the hall of life, filled with their wisdom, known not to the races of man, living forever, neareth the cold fire of life, sit the children of light. Times there are when they awaken, come from the depths, to be the lights among men, infinite they among finite men. He who, by progress, has grown from the darkness, lifted himself from the night into the light, free is he made of the halls of Amenti, free of the flower of light and of life. Guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from men to the masters of life. There He may dwell as one of the masters, free from the bonds of darkness of night. Seated within the flower of radiance sit 7 lords from the space-time above us, helping and guiding through infinite wisdom the pathway through time of the children of men. Mighty and strange they, veiled with their power, silent, all-knowing, drawing the life force, different yet one with the children of men, I, different and yet one with the children of light, custodians and watchers of the force of man's bondage, ready to loosen when the light has been reached. First and most mighty sits the veiled presence, Lord of lords, the infinite 9, over the other from each, the lords of cycles, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, each with his mission, each with his powers, guiding, directing the destiny of men. There sit they, mighty and potent, free of all time and space. Not of this world they, yet akin to it, elder brothers they, of the children of men, judging and weighing, they with their wisdom, watching the progress of light among men. There before them was I led by the dweller, watched him blend with the one from above. Then from he came forth a voice saying, Great art thou, Thoth, among children of men, free henceforth of the halls of Amenti, master of life among children of men. Taste not of death, except as thou will it. Drink thou of life to its eternity's end. Henceforth forever is life, thine for the taking. Henceforth is death, at the call of thy hand. Dwell here or leave here when thou desireth. Free is Amenti to the Son of Man. Take thou up life in what form thou desireth. Child of the light that has grown among men, choose thou thy work, for all must labor, never be free from the pathway of light. One step thou hast gained on a long pathway upward, infinite now is the mountain of light. Each step thou takest but heightens the mountain of all thy progress, but lengthens the goal. Approach ye ever the infinite wisdom, ever before thee recedes the goal. Free are ye made now of the halls of Amenti, to walk hand in hand with the lords of the world, one in one purpose, working together, bring of light to the children of men. Then from his throne came one of the masters, taking my hand and leading me onward through all the halls of the deep hidden land. Led he me through the halls of Amenti, showing the mysteries that are not known to man. Through the dark passage, downward he led me into the hall where sight the dark death. Vast as space lay the great hall before me, walled by darkness, but yet filled with light. Before me arose a great throne of darkness. Veiled on it sat a figure of night. Darker than darkness sat the great figure, dark with a darkness not of the night. Before it then paused the Master, speaking the word that brings about life, saying, O Master of darkness, guide of the way from life unto life, before thee I bring a son of the morning. Touch him not ever with the power of night. Call not his flame to the darkness of night. Know him and see him, one of our brothers, lifted from darkness into the light. Release thou his flame from its bondage. Free let it flame through the darkness of night. Raise then the hand of the figure, Forth came a flame that grew clear and bright, rolled back swiftly the curtain of darkness, unveiled the hall from the darkness of night. Then grew in the great space before me flame after flame from the veil of night. Uncounted millions leaped they before me, some flaming forth as flowers of fire. Others there were that shed a dim radiance, flowing but faintly from out of the night. Some there were that faded swiftly, others that grew from a small spark of light, each surrounded by its dim veil of darkness, yet flaming with light that could never be quenched, coming and going like fireflies in the springtime. Filled they with space, with light, and with life. Then spoke a voice, mighty and solemn, saying, "These are the lights that are souls among men, growing and fading, existing forever, changing yet living through death into life. When they have bloomed into flower, reached the zenith of growth in their life, swiftly then send I my veil of darkness, shrouding and changing to new forms of life. Steadily upward throughout the ages, growing, expanding into yet another flame, lighting the darkness with yet greater power, quenched yet unquenched by the veil of the night. So grows the soul of men ever upward, quenched yet unquenched by the darkness of night. I, death, come, and yet I remain not, for life eternal exists in the all, only an obstacle, I, in the pathway, quick to be conquered by the infinite light. Awaken, O flame that burns ever inward, flame forth and conquer the veil of night. Then in the midst of the flames, and the darkness grew there one that drove forth the night, flaming, expanding, ever brighter, until at last was nothing but light. Then spoke my guide, the voice of the Master, "See your own soul as it grows in the light, free now forever from the Lord of the night." Forward he led me through many great spaces, filled with the mysteries of the children of light, mysteries that man may never yet know of until he, too, is a son of the light. Backward then he led me into the light of the hall of the light. Knelt I then before the great masters, lords of all from the cycles above. Spoke he then with words of great power, saying, "Thou hast been made free of the halls of Amenti. Choose thou thy work among the children of men." Then spoke I, "O great Master, let me be a teacher of men, leading them onward and upward until they, too, are lights among men, freed from the veil of the night that surrounds them, flaming with light that shall shine among men." Spoke to me then the voice, "Go, as yet will, so be it decreed. Master are ye of your destiny, free to take or reject at will. Take ye the power, take ye the wisdom, shine as a light among the children of men." Upward then led me the dweller. Dwelt I again among the children of men, teaching and showing some of my wisdom, son of the light, a fire among men. Now again I tread the path downward, seeking the light in the darkness of night. Hold ye and keep ye, preserve my record. Guide shall it be to the children of men. All right, there is so much to unpack with this tablet. We could literally have a discussion for hours at the deeper meaning and messaging behind everything that has been expressed and given in this tablet. I mean, he's talking about reincarnation. He's talking about the Dark Lord. He is talking about the difference between the children of light as well as the children of men. He talks about the 30 and the 2 that have come down to assist the children of men from the bondage of night. And then he also talks about the 7 lords who are ruling, who are overseeing things. Okay. And what I find very, very interesting about his message here, speaking about the Dark Lord is, and let me scroll down to that specifically, is the dweller takes him to this Dark Lord. Okay. And the Dark Lord is like the overseer of the souls. All right. So this right here. Before me arose a great throne of darkness. Veiled on it sat a figure of night. Darker than darkness sat the great figure, dark with a darkness not of the night. Before it then paused the Master speaking, the words that bring about life, saying, O Master of darkness, guide of the way from the life unto life. So it's almost like he's saying right here, Master of darkness is the entity that sees us from one incarnation into the next incarnation. Before thee, I bring the son of morning. And very interesting is sun is actually spelled S-U-N in this particular conversation, which to me is talking about how Thoth has reached that total ascension, okay, and has become the sun, so to speak. Touch him not ever with the power of night. Call not his flame to the darkness of night. Know him and see him, one of our brothers, lifted from the darkness into the light. Release thou his flame from its bondage. Free let it flame through the darkness of night. So here, the dweller telling the master of darkness, Thoth is now our brethren. He has ascended. Do not tempt him through the darkness, through the shadow, through those lower vibrational energies. It's Thoth has ascended beyond this realm and all that it has to offer. Therefore, he can move freely amongst it. Okay. And to me, that is just very symbolic of talking about the human ascension of consciousness. And when that takes place, we're lifted out of the bondage of the 3D realm. The incarnation cycle is broken. Well, I shouldn't say broken. The incarnation cycle is complete. Okay. And I just want to go back up when he's talking about the 30 and the 2, and then he's talking about the 7 lords. All right. So let me find this really quick. Okay. So there in this circle from aeon to aeon sit the great masters, living a life not known among men. There in the halls of life they lie sleeping, free flowing their souls through the bodies of men. Okay, so this here to me is talking about multiple things, but also about the veil of amnesia of the soul through each incarnation, okay? And this here is specifically um, talking about the 30 and the 2 masters. And this to me talks about starseed energy, where um, consciousness from other realms incarnate into the earth realm to help elevate, to help expand consciousness of man. Okay. And this right here is really talking about that. And also light workers. Okay. So placed in the center, a ray of great potence, life-giving, light-giving, filling with power all who came near it. Placed they around it thrones, 32, places for each of the children of light, placed so that they were bathed in radiance, filled with the life from the eternal light. So these particular masters are just children of the light. And to me, the children of the light are those beings who have achieved ascension, okay, whether here in the earth plane or somewhere else. And it could even be, so much vaster, so much broader, okay, than even I can grasp. But these ascended beings, and these could even be talking about the archangels, or in certain religions, how there's multiple deities, multiple gods, right? So these 32 masters of light have come down, and it says, there time after time placed they their first created bodies so that so that they might be filled with the spirit of life. 100 years out of each 1,000 must the life-giving light flame forth on their bodies, quickening, awakening the spirit of life. Now, to me, this is talking about the cycles of time. Look into I think it's called the like the Yugal cycles of time, and it's about the different ages. The um, Iron Age, the Bronze Age, the Silver Age. Okay, the Golden Age. I feel that that's what this is talking about when it's saying, you know, their bodies are there and they sleep through each incarnation. These children of light, star seeds, light workers, ascended beings. And as the ages of time, the cycles of time happen in the golden age, is when there is the quickening, the awakening, the spirit of life. Okay. They're in the circle from aeon to aeon, sit the great masters, living a life not known among men. They're in the halls of life, they lie sleeping, free flows their souls through the bodies of men. So they carry this wisdom, this light, yet they are also veiled with the amnesia. Okay. Time after time, while their bodies lie sleeping, incarnate they in the bodies of men, teaching and guiding onward and upward out of the darkness into the light. Our prophets that come and give us wisdom and guidance. They're in the halls of life filled with their wisdom, known not to the races of men, living forever neareth the coldest fire of life, sit the children of life. Times there are when they awaken, come from the depths to be the light among men, infinite they among finite men. Okay, again, talking about the cycles of time and through different ages, the consciousness is there um, in them, as well as the children of men can be raised up and the teachings can come out. Okay, he who by progress has grown from the darkness, lifted himself from the night into the light. Free is he made of the halls of Amenti, free of the flower of light and of life. Guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from men to the master of life. Right there, ascension. Once we are ascended, then we are no longer bound by the darkness of the 3D, of the earth realm. Okay. And when he's talking about the Dark Lord, and I want to get down to that, um, this is almost as though he's saying the Dark Lord is the keeper of the souls of men, growing them. Okay. When Thoth is talking about going to meet the Dark Master, he also, gives description of the Dark Master pulling back the veil. All right. Then grew in great space before me, flame after flame from the veil of the night. Uncounted millions leaped they before me, some flaming forth as flowers of fire, some there that were faded swiftly, others that grew from a small spark of light, each surrounded by its dim veil of darkness, yet flaming with the light that could never be quenched, coming and going like fireflies in the springtime, filled they with the space, with light and with life. The souls then spoke a voice mighty and solemn, saying, "These are the lights that are the souls among men, growing and fading, existing forever, changing yet living, through death into life." Reincarnation right there. When they have bloomed into flower, reached the zenith of growth in their life, swiftly then I send my veil of darkness, shrouding and changing to new forms of life. And so to me, this is saying that when the soul has expanded, has grown beyond the current veil of darkness around them, this dark master sends a new form of darkness for them to navigate through, all for the growth, because next, steadily upward throughout the ages, growing, expanding into yet another flame, lighting the darkness with yet greater power, quenched yet unquenched by the veil of night. So grows the soul of man ever upward, quenched yet unquenched by the darkness of night. Right there, the duality of dark and light. Okay, both have purpose, both have place, both bring balance to this world, to our experience. Okay, I, death, come, and yet I remain not. For life, for life eternal exists in the all. So life eternal exists in the all. He's saying that life is all there is. Death, I remain not. Only an obstacle, I, in the pathway, quick to be conquered by the infinite light. So to me, that is a message of the darkness, the devil, the evil, whatever you want to call it, has no power over the light, which I know there's a lot of information out there like that, humanity is under attack and is enslaved and all these things. And based on what's being said here, is any darkness is only there to be overcome and conquered by the children of men with the assistance of the children of light and being overseen by the seven lords, the dark lord being one of those. Okay. And the seven masters to me could be talking about, archangels, prophets, it's open to interpretation, right? And so I know there's so much more that I wanted to say, but this is all that's really jumping out at me right now. Oh, okay, yeah. One last word about the dark master and the challenges we face. Forward he led me through many great spaces, filled with the mysteries of the children of light, mysteries that man may never yet know of until he too is a son of the light. Son being spelled S-U-N. And interesting that Thoth is teaching the Egyptians, right? And the Egyptians are known for worshiping the sun, right? Could it be that it's just misinterpretation of what they were speaking of when it comes to the sun? Okay, a son of the light. And it's not S-O-N, it's S-U-N. And that is ascension of consciousness of the soul. Okay. And once that has been achieved, then you are free of the reincarnation cycle. You are able to move beyond that and potentially now being a child of the light instead of child of man. You go to other worlds, other realms, and are a light worker, a star seed there, helping bring that collective to ascension. All right. He makes a distinction between the children of light and the children of men, but also says that the children of men can evolve into a child of the light. So there is just so much in this tablet. It is one of my favorites out of all of them. I highly recommend that you read this one over and over and over, and absolutely put your comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are about this, what your opinions are about what he's saying, because that's what we're doing here is just sharing so that we can all expand in consciousness. All right. So I look forward to reading the third one with you guys. Take care.